Hi, Graham here. Welcome back to the studio. Now, in recent weeks, I've been working on a little project which is an audiobook for a children's story written by a friend of ours who publishes under the name of Nicoletta Wiseowl. And the story is about Ronnie the Rocking Rooster. Now, Ronnie the Rooster lives in a barn with a bunch of other animals and he likes to play rock and roll. I won't spoil the story for you any more than that. If you want to go out and buy it, you can buy it on Amazon, I think. Safe to say that Ronnie's rock and roll instrument of choice is the banjo. Now, as a guitarist, I'm not a banjo player, so I had to work out how to do banjo. Now, as I said, my instrument is guitar. It doesn't really sound like a banjo. So one way of doing the music would have been to use a sampled instrument. But the problem with a sampled instrument is you're playing it from a keyboard. And really what makes a banjo sound like a banjo is the way you play it, is the way you actually play the instrument in much the same way as you play a guitar. And the other thing is the quality of the sound, the timbre of the sound. Banjos don't have quite the same sustain as a guitar. So I thought, well, how can I reduce the sustain of the guitar? And I've done that before in the past with my little foam mutes. So I can pop one of those in there. And that's just a block of foam with slots cut in it, which sits on the strings, and see how that sounds as a banjo. It's okay, but it's not quite banjo sounding, because banjos are quite bright. So I thought, well, maybe my foam is too thick, and maybe it's a bit too light. So I tried another piece of foam. This is cut from a children's play mat, and again cut slots in it and slot them over the strings like that. And I did actually, when I was playing with this, I did actually attach a microphone to it as well. But again, it's not quite right. And I played around for a while, trying to get the sound right, but it just didn't quite work. So I reached the point where I thought, there's nothing else for it. I'm going to have to reach for my credit card. So I reached for my credit card, but I didn't use it to buy a banjo. Instead, I cut slots in it. And this being a much more rigid plastic, I decided to cut thicker slots for the thick strings and thinner slots for the thinner strings. And that slots on to the strings just like the foam mutes do. Sorry, that sounds a bit nasty. And push it up close to the bridge. And there it is on there like that. And you wouldn't expect that to sound anything like a banjo. So you've got to play it the right way, obviously. So, with the aid of the capo part way up the neck to make the thing sound a bit higher, and some judicious EQ when plugging the guitar in, I came out with something that sounded like this. And that is how you banjo on a guitar with a credit card. Hope you found that interesting, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.